Imagine a building so huge that it could alter the course of events for a whole continent. We're looking at Africa's $80 billion mega dam today as a massive project that might transform agriculture, energy, and the entire environment. We'll learn about the project's incredible scope, the cutting-edge technology driving it, and the aspirations of the millions of people it will help. Follow along as we explore the difficulties, victories, and amazing future that this feat of engineering has for both Africa and the rest of the globe. The Congo, you might have heard about, is the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DRC. But there's much more to know about this fascinating country. The DRC is the second largest country in Africa and the 11th largest in the world, with a population of 95 million people, making it larger than Germany, France, or the United Kingdom. The country is renowned for its rich and diverse wildlife, including majestic elephants and playful chimpanzees. Often, people confuse the DRC with its smaller neighbor, the Republic of the Congo. Both nations share similarities, such as French being their official language and Christianity being the predominant religion. They're both named after the Congo River, which serves as a natural border between them. Adding to their unique geography, the capitals of these two countries, Brazzaville and Kinshasa, hold the distinction of being the closest capital cities in the world, situated directly across the river from each other. There are ambitious plans for a $400 million bridge to link these cities, although construction has yet to commence. This project, once completed, will symbolize the deep connection and shared history between the two Congos. Now let's talk about the Congo River. This river is said to be the future location of Africa's $80 billion mega dam. The Congo River is one of the largest rivers in the world, but it often doesn't get the attention it deserves. When people talk about big rivers, they usually mention the Nile, Yangtze, and Amazon. While these rivers might be longer, length isn't the only way to measure a river's size. What makes the Congo River special is that it's the deepest river in the world. At its deepest point, the Congo River goes down 200 meters below the surface. To visualize this, think about the tallest buildings in Brazzaville and Kinshasa. You could stack these towers on top of each other, drop them into the Congo River, and there would still be room to spare. Besides being the deepest, the Congo River has a massive discharge, which is the amount of water flowing along it every second. The Congo's discharge is 10 times bigger than the nearby Nile and 1.5 times bigger than China's Yangtze River. While it doesn't compete with the Amazon, it's important to note that no river does. Even if you combined the total discharge of the Congo and the Yangtze and doubled that number, it would still be less than the amount of water flowing along the Amazon. Now, let's introduce the Congo River's most important feature, Inga Falls. Down the Congo River from Brazzaville and Kinshasa, there's a 15-kilometer stretch of water that drops by almost 100 meters. This creates a massive stretch of powerful, fast-moving water. It's technically considered the world's largest waterfall, although some argue it's more like rapids and should be called Inga Rapids. Regardless, it's the biggest and most powerful whitewater stretch globally. Over the years, adventurers like Steve Fisher have kayaked down Inga Falls, but the powerful water has claimed lives too. A team of French kayakers attempted it decades earlier and did not survive. The energy from the fast-moving water could generate almost 40 gigawatts of energy. The potential energy from the Congo River could generate nearly 50 times more power than the entire population of the DRC uses currently, and it could even power other African countries. In the 1950s, Belgium planned to dam Inga Falls, but those plans were halted when the DRC gained independence. Later, the DRC's government built Inga 1 and 2 dams, producing almost 2 gigawatts of energy. However, these dams only harness about 5% of Inga's total potential. Today, Inga 1 and 2 are operating at 30% of their original capacity and face maintenance challenges, similar to the dams in Libya that recently collapsed and caused fatalities. There have been proposals to fix and upgrade Inga 1 and 2, but the Grand Inga Dam is a much bigger plan to fully utilize the river's potential. Earlier, we talked about how Inga Falls could generate 40 gigawatts of energy, much more than the current capacity of Inga 1 and 2. The Grand Inga Dam is an enormous project designed to harness all that power. Here's how it works. A huge wall will be built at the bottom of the Bundi Valley, running alongside Inga Falls. This wall, about 200 meters long, will act like a plug in a bathtub. 6 power stations, each with hydroelectric turbines, will be part of this wall, generating around 4 to 8 gigawatts of power. Another wall will be built at the top of Inga Falls to redirect the rapids flow into the Bundi Valley, filling it up like a giant tub. Once the water reaches the valley's southern wall, gravity will send it through the turbines of the 6 power plants, producing a total of 40 gigawatts of power. Redirecting rivers for power isn't new, but the Grand Inga stands out for its incredible size. It would generate more than twice the power of the current record holder, the Three Gorges Dam. This amount of power could transform Africa, where nearly half the population doesn't have access to electricity. However, building such a massive dam comes with a huge price tag of around $80 billion, much more than the DRC's annual GDP. This raises an important question. Can the DRC afford to build it on its own? It's unlikely, as the country already struggles to maintain the current Inga 1 and 2 dams, let alone fund a massive project like the Grand Inga. However, the possibility of foreign investment makes the Grand Inga Dam project more plausible. This ambitious project could provide electricity to many African countries, with nations like South Africa and Nigeria already expressing interest in investing. Foreign investors might finance each of the dam's 6 power plants, but major international institutions such as the World Bank, European Investment Bank, and African Development Bank have shown willingness to contribute. Additionally, the African Union supports the project. Despite these efforts, there are no guarantees. Even if they manage to secure the initial $80 billion needed, it might not suffice, as infrastructure projects of this scale often exceed initial cost estimates. Corruption in the Democratic Republic of the Congo further complicates matters, with officials frequently involved in bribery and misappropriation of funds. This raises doubts that $80 billion would cover the entire project, potentially driving the final cost up to $160 billion. Moreover, there are significant ethical concerns, including the forced relocation of over 30,000 local villagers and the environmental impact, particularly on vulnerable species like bonobos. These challenges underscore the complexity and high stakes involved in realizing the Grand Inga Dam's full potential. As we come to the end of our investigation into Africa's $80 billion mega dam, we have witnessed how this enormous undertaking is designed to change millions of people's lives, as well as the continent's scenery. This dam is an example of human creativity and ambition, harnessing the power of nature while promoting sustainable development and economic progress. We appreciate you coming along on this amazing trip with us.